How's it going, everyone? It's Johnny Beard here with another episode of the Streamer Stories podcast, and my guest today is the absolutely amazing Tiffany Lockheart.
Hello.
How
Nice
are
to see you
you?
guys. I'm pretty well. I'm pretty well. Holidays are finished, but I'm keeping up these lights because they're really pretty.
They are so
And
pretty.
I, I I don't feel like we need to take off holiday decorations anymore. I'm like, you know what? This is kind of nice for a background. We're
Right?
streaming now, so
I know.
kind of dig it.
It works 365 days a year for streamers, doesn't it? Doesn't matter what time of
Yeah,
the year it is.
exactly. Just look at it as like LED lights in the meantime. It wouldn't be so bad.
So good. I've only got the one strip behind me. I need
Uh,
to get some more.
my whole like apartment is like full of them now because they were really cheap. I was like, oh, they're so pretty. I gotta do it.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time. And so, if you want to just introduce yourself and tell us where we can find you.
Hello. I'm not the best with these, but
No, no.
hello. I'm Tiffany Lockheart. I am a Twitch streamer, Twitch partner, and I usually do video edits in a on the side to try to entertain people. But you can find me on twitch.tv/Tiffany Lockheart and also on Twitter as TiffanyMayCry because Twitter did not have the amount of characters to have Tiffany Lockheart yet, which is kind of silly. So I gotta deal with something in the meantime.
Yeah, they both work. They both work. So
Yeah.
but that's now. So we're going to start right from the beginning, as always. So tell us then, what are your first memories of video games growing up, basically?
All right, so this is something that I like pretty much everyone in my chat knows at this point when I play like Resident Evil games. But my first memory was Resident Evil 2.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah.
I was like 2, maybe 3 years old around this time, but my dad would play it constantly. And there was a time where he started the game, it was like Leon A, and he got into the RPD office. He knows what room is coming up because he would speedrun the game. He would actually try to get all the unlockables and stuff, and I'll like watch.
Hmm.
But he left the controller, the cutscene where the liquor like falls down from the roof, and he says, "Oh, I gotta use the bathroom." So he handed me the controller to like keep going, and I left the room on like danger, like limping out. I was a baby. I didn't know what to do. But that's when I got into like games and like at least my first experience with
Yeah.
that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was rude.
I mean, my first initial question is, how did he not die? Danger's impressive.
I would watch him play for a little bit. I was like 3, so I will watch like what room he'll go to. But I remember I'll try to go to the side door, but the door is locked at that time, so
Yeah.
you couldn't go there. So he was messing me up, and I was terrible with controls. But I limped out. I was about to die, so
That's
I was like a
impressive.
panic.
That's amazing. What a story. Wow. Goodness me.
That's how I got into Resident Evil.
Yeah, very young age. But no, that's awesome, man. That's brilliant.
I'll never forget.
Again, that's kind of a pattern really with people in the 90s and early noughties as well. Is age restrictions? pff, What are they?
Oh,
Type
my
of
dad
thing.
didn't care.
No, no. My parents didn't care. It's one of those things, isn't it? So that was your first playing of a game.
I
So
would say, so. I
yeah.
would say that's the first one I remember because I mean, Pokemon came a little bit later because I want to say like 1999, 2000 was when my first Pokemon's Crystal,
Mm.
Pokemon Crystal around that time. But I remember I had like Conker's Bad Fur Day, which is not the most appropriate game. Um, I forgot there was Legend of Dragoon. We will also have a lot of demo disc in the past,
Yes.
so I will play those
Yeah.
for like a long time. And then after a while, we got into like Nintendo games. But I started off with like rated M. Then we slowly declined to like you know kids
Yeah.
games. My mom didn't know for a long time. She had
so
no
so
idea.
so at the moment you're playing Peppa Pig.
Oh no! Barbie Dreamhouse
Oh,
on
it's
the.
my bad.
I love customization. I love the little makeup fashion stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, brilliant! No, that's amazing though. That's great. And Pokemon Crystal. I mean, that's a belter to start with. I mean, Resident Evil 2 and Pokemon Crystal. I mean,
Yeah, well, I remember. I forgot what it was at the time. I know the Pokemon movie already came out because I already saw it. But I remember seeing like Growlithe and I thought that was like one of the most freshest Pokemon in the world.
Yeah.
And I didn't start with Red and Blue and all that stuff. I didn't play Red and Blue until I think way later, funny
Mm.
enough. Like when it did Fire Red, Leaf Green. But I was just like, no, Crystal just hits better. And I think I was spoiled as a Pokemon fan
Mm.
because we had 2 regions, we had
Yes.
more Pokemon, we had all that stuff. So every other game kind of felt like,
Yeah.
it never hit that mark compared to,
I'm in absolute agreement. It's my Heart Gold Soul Silver for me. It's the best Pokemon game ever released.
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
one of my favorites. And second, I'll give it to Black and White. I actually genuinely like Black and White a lot. And Emerald.
I only played that this year. I streamed it myself this year. Very different experience, I found.
It's so good. It's unique.
Very
They
unique.
try to do something different. The
Yeah.
story's amazing, though.
Like I love how all the NPCs are like really philosophical about everything. It's
I did enjoy the gym leaders were even good. I would say.
They really did merge really nicely with the story of the gym leaders. They actually had a purpose other than just being like gatekeepers to the gym badges.
Yeah, I think that's what made it more unique to me is that it actually felt like a whole story. And also, I'm a little biased because it also took place in New York, so I'm also from New York, and it's like, hey, I like that. Sue me. It's not too bad.
That's awesome. So, who is your starter then in Pokemon Crystal?
My starter in Pokemon Crystal, it was always Cyndaquil.
Yeah.
Always
great-
Cyndaquil.
it's a great
Chikorita
Pokemon.
was the worst for like most of the gyms. Totodile was cool, but it's just something about like having like a ferret type, little thingy. It was adorable. I don't know. It was just cool.
Yeah. No, it's true. I always try to be tactical. I do actually choose Chikorita or the grass Pokemon because later on you normally get like a Growlithe, like you said, and I love Arcanine and Growlithe, so I try to not. But it's hard, especially in Pokemon Crystal, because the first gym lead is flying, so you're screwed no matter what you do.
Yeah, and then it's grass gym. I want to say.
I couldn't tell you. It's been so long.
It's like grass, and then it's normal.
I remember the third one being normal. Who can?
Yeah, that's what the milk tank.
Yeah, we don't talk about milk tank.
Yeah, I remember. I remember those gyms. So it was like not the best for grass types for like a while. It's a bug type, the second gym.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that sounds right.
And you're weak against bug types. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I remember playing through Red and Blue, and then playing Gold and Silver. That was my entry. And then getting to the third gym leader's normal. That'll be fine, no problem at all. And then Milktank talent just comes out of nowhere.
I never had a problem with Miltank ever.
What?
You know what it is? I think I always maybe it's the JRPG aspect in my head, but I always wanted to be the strongest, and I always farmed. That was always how I've been. When I fought Miltank, I think my Quilava was like level 24, maybe 25 at that time.
Yeah. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
No, I just roll out under milk drinks and just kick my ass every time.
I will make sure I have my Magikarp on level 20.
Yes,
also around that time.
Good shout. All right. Okay, so talk about more about games around that time then. So you mentioned obviously Resident Evil, Pokemon, mentioned Legend of Dragoon, Belter games. Let's talk about demo discs then. So what demos did you play at the time? What one sticks in mind?
Oh man, I actually have one of my demo discs somewhere. I had a picture, but my cat dropped it to the floor, which pissed me off. So I don't know where it is right now, but Final Fantasy VIII was on one of the demo discs from what I remember. I remember a Tony Hawk game was being on one of those demo discs. Like I said, Legend of Dragoon was there. There's so many obscured games that are slipping my head now. But I do. It's just sometimes when you're bored, we didn't really could afford games like that unless they were bootleg. But those would be our entertainment for a long time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's how I explore different genres.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned bootlegs. I mean, is that something that played a part then? Did you have a chipped PlayStation at all? As we call it in the UK.
I remember growing up, we didn't have a memory card for a long time.
What?
Yeah. Which is why my dad always speedruns Resident Evil games.
Right.
So he never did the B scenarios for a little bit because you had to save to do it. But that's also a reason why I didn't finish Silent Hill 1 for a really long time because we had no memory cards. Memory cards were a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that till recently. I thought it came with a a memory card. I was like, it never did come with one. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's bad business.
Yeah, I don't. That's funny that you mentioned that. I don't really remember it being. I mean, but I had a lot of like third party memory cards. So you used to be able to get those like £5, £10. But I
Yeah,
don't know.
they never sold it with PlayStation, from what I heard, because we got the PlayStation from I want to say a bootleg shop, but like one of those like throwaway shops. But I remember looking it up later on in my life, and apparently you don't get a memory card with the original console. I'm like,
Yeah.
But yeah, so we didn't save for like a long time for most of those games. So demo disc was kind of like a relief.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, I don't have to really invest too much into it.
I mean, of course, it's the classic Final Fantasy VII instruction manual. I had advertisements saying, "Don't you need to have a memory card to play Final Fantasy VII?" I
didn't play 7 till later.
No, I was gonna say, what is your first Final Fantasy?
My first, I didn't beat it at this time, but my brother had Final Fantasy 9. And he actually had it PC emulated around this time.
Okay.
But I accidentally overwrote his save data.
Okay, yeah.
And he has never finished the game to this day because of me. Because he wants to be petty and bitter. But 9 was the first one I played. 9 is my favorite because I played it later on. I'm like, it's one of my favorite games. But 7 was the first one I completed.
Got you. Yeah.
That, if anything, also Final Fantasy VIII demo disc would technically be the first one I ever, you know. But I didn't really count that. Nah, I didn't count it.
No, that's fine. Nah. So, all right, let's talk about Final Fantasy, because obviously it's in your name. You're a huge fan. I'm a huge fan. It's going to be an easy conversation, let's be honest. So
easily.
So nine is your favorite. So
9 is like top up there. 7 wins in the long term because it has like a whole compilation and side games and many other, like, they have Advent Children, they have the Vincent game, they have Crisis Core, they have the remake coming out. But Final Fantasy 9 just as one game just was phenomenal. It doesn't have like any spin-off or anything to like add on to it. It's just, I know it was a great start and finish. Like, it felt like a movie play. Yeah. And I always say it feels like a show that you're watching, and you can see all the side characters and 9 were phenomenal. They're actually not just like, a one and done deal. They actually support the characters throughout their journey. I was like, I appreciate that a lot. I appreciate that. Like, even 7 didn't have that many supporting cast compared to 9, I felt.
No, I completely agree. It's my favorite as well.
Okay, yeah.
I love 9 with everything. But like you mentioned, the story as well. It's so complete, isn't it? From start to finish. There's never like a question. Oh, we need a sequel, or it's so whole.
Yeah, I'm content. Like my Jack in the other room, he actually beat it for the first time recently. And it's one of his favorite games of all time right now. And I saw his reaction, how happy he got. He was like, oh my God. I don't want to spoil for people who are ever going to play it in the future, but he's overjoyed with it. 10 was his favorite, and now it's 9.
Oh wow, that's amazing. I cry every time I finish it. It's so good. It's such a wholesome ending. It's just and it's just amazing. But you mentioned 7, so 7 obviously has a big impact as well, so that's good. So so what was your journey through 7 like?
So I know it's gonna sound weird-ish, but I felt like, I don't know, something about 7 just always had me on guard. Maybe it's because of the aesthetic going on at the time, always trying to take down corporate and all that shit. I thought it was really cool. And then later on, obviously, it's a JRPG. At this time, I didn't know, you got to take out a higher entity and yada yada. I'm still new to all of that, but I just love the characters. At that time, I always was a fan of like their dynamic. It was a weird team, the talking dog. I was like, oh my God, amazing. I also named Red Growlithe.
Yes, why not? That's great.
I just remember that. Oh God, I named him Growlithe. Oh no.
But that's cool. Makes sense. Did you do? I don't know what age you were when you played 7, but I remember trying to be clever. And when I went through my second playthrough, I called him Nanaki, which of course
just that's the original name. I didn't know until like way later. I think I was like 7 or 8. Funny enough, when I first like played the JRPG like fully.
Yeah,
like 7, 8, or 9, because it took me a long time too. It was a lot of reading. I wasn't the best at reading. I'm gonna be real.
No,
I'm dyslexic, so it was hard to like, yeah.
No, that's cool.
It was. I was like, what does this mean? It was words I didn't comprehend. I had to get my brother to be like, what does this say? What is this? What does this mean?
Again, I mean, you just talking about that, but sometimes like when I was of a young age playing the Final Fantasy games, I didn't understand what they were, half the things they were saying. So many run throughs of the game, and you go, I get it now, type of thing. So again, that was one of the most beautiful things about the Final Fantasy games. So there's so many things you pick up on multiple playthroughs.
Yeah, I feel like when I was like hitting 13, 14 was when I finally comprehend the story more, because I would play on my PSP, like going to school, even though we shouldn't have brought it. But I will get like the PS1 things you could download for the PSP stuff. That's when I replayed Legend Dragoon, and I replayed Parasite Eve, Dino Crisis, all them stuff, because they were on sale for like $5. I'm like, that's a good deal. So I would use those, play, and then I would like fully understand the story, like from start to finish. I'm like, okay, this makes more sense. It was too much for my young brain to really comprehend. And I did have help from like I said, my brother growing up playing those games.
Nice. All right. So with Final Fantasy then, so that was the golden age, as they say, isn't it, of the Final Fantasy era. So where did you go from there in terms of your Final Fantasy journey? Did you go with the newer games? Did you go back play some of the older games?
For Final Fantasy, I remember just keep going forward, because 10 was, a big deal. I remember I had a cousin who would bring Final Fantasy 10 over, along with the bouncer. And he also brought Devil May Cry 3, from what I remember. It was either 3 or 1. I just remember like playing Devil May Cry, but the bouncer became one of my favorite games of all time. I know it's weird. People hate that game with all their hearts. I'm like, it's a fun beat 'em up, but I remember playing that. 10, I didn't get to beat till like way later, until the PS3 like ported over.
Okay.
Stuff, because it wasn't our PlayStation 2.
Right.
Like he will come over for like the weekend, and then we'll play. And 10 is a lot of time, so we don't really have that, Yeah. But because of those games, after the PlayStation 1 era, I got into GameCube.
Right. Okay.
It was GameCube for a little while. I would play Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. That was one of my favorite games.
Great game. Yeah.
On GameCube. And then I had the whole Legend of Zelda collection, which is the Wind Waker demo, but it comes with Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, the second Legend of Zelda game. And it came with one more. I forgot what it was. But that game was like my life for a long time. Majora's Mask became one of my favorite games of all time. Ocarina of Time stressed me the hell out, but we finally beat it after like God knows how. It took me a long time to beat Majora's Mask. It took me a long, long time. Now that I remember, because our GameCube was shared with my brother and sister, and we made a account where it had our like real last name, which I'm not going to say on stream, but we'll make it like a family account. So we will all play it like time to time, try to get a different mask. But now realizing, we already did this, so we'll do like the same like barn mission for the longest, and we just love that mission so much. But then like it took us maybe like 4 years to beat that game.
Oh wow. Well, it's part of the journey, though, isn't it? Again, it's part of
so
memories.
Much fun.
Yeah, exactly. So
we just want to collect all the masks. That's why.
So you went from PlayStation 1, kind of PS2, but then you went GameCube.
Yeah.
Did you
Game Boy also?
Yes. So apart from the Pokemon games, what other Game Boy games did you play?
Well, one of my favorite games that I remember to this day that I will play on Game Boy was Mario and Luigi's Superstar Saga.
Okay, yeah.
One of my favorites. There was a Dragon Ball game I will play on there. There was, oh my god, like obviously Pokemon Emerald around that time. The Pokemon Explorers Mystery Dungeon stuff.
Yeah.
Phenomenal story. I remember having the red one that came out for Game Boy. And I remember crying at the store. I was like, oh my god, I'm a Pokemon. But it's actually a really good game and good writing. I didn't expect that. I was like, what the? I just remember being sad at that end of the game. I was like, they shouldn't be doing this for a Pokemon game. Oh man, there's so many games that came out around this time. Obviously, for GameCube, there was also Super Mario Sunshine was one of my favorite games of all times. Obviously, Melee was on that list. God, there was so many. I was a Nintendo kid. Wow.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean,
didn't realize.
You mentioned a lot of Dreamcast. Sorry, where did I come from?
No,
GameCube games. Because again, it was one of those. It's one of those underrated consoles. It had so many golden nuggets on there.
I'm silly. I forgot to mention. This is where I played Resident Evil Remake, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 0. They were all on GameCube. I replayed RE2 and I actually got the speed run because we had the memory card. And it was the best version of RE2 from what I believe. You could skip cutscenes. It was way easier, much more faster. So I would constantly play Resident Evil games on GameCube.
Yeah. There was so many good ones on there. I mean, Resident Evil looks so smooth on the GameCube. Really good.
Yeah, it was exclusive for it. And I didn't even know it came out on PS2 for until it came out way later. I was like, it's exclusive. I remember seeing it on the top of the GameCube thingy. But, obviously Capcom wants their money and RE4 is a huge deal. I didn't play Assignment Ada until it came out to Steam.
Right. Oh, really?
I had no idea.
All right, yeah. But I mean, the thing is, I didn't have a GameCube for a while. I had the PS2, and I didn't know. I didn't have online news or anything like that. So first time I knew about Resi 4 was on coming out on PS2, and I saw it in the shop, and I was like, I didn't even know it came out. So I got it, and then obviously played through it, Assignment Ada and all that stuff because we had it on the PS2 version.
Yeah,
that's a shame.
We had Assignment Ada, but we didn't have Separate Ways.
That's the one. Sorry, yeah.
For GameCube, and we didn't have the
Mercenaries.
What's it called? I think it was the Armor. I think the Armor was exclusive.
Oh, right.
I wasn't sure about it, and regardless, I just remember constantly playing through those games. It was one of my funnest things. I still remember screaming my head off with the Chainsaw Dude because to this day, and I'm just gonna say this confidently, I did not expect that chainsaw animation to genuinely show the head rip and all that stuff. I was like, oh, so I would get so scared for the longest when it comes to him.
I think it's very funny you mentioned that because I had the exact same reaction. And I think a lot of people playing it had that reaction. But people talk about Resident Evil 7 kind of being like full on horror. But I mean, back in Resident Evil 4, which by today's standards, it's not that scary, right? But that was so scary.
No, I still say to this day, I will play Mercenary mode, right, on Resident Evil 4, and the Chainsaw Sisters will spawn out of nowhere, and when you hear those screams, I always get little chills. I'm like, ooh, no other game for Resident Evil after Resident Evil 4 has gave me that oh, this is scary type vibes, low health type, enemies, for example, the insects. They could slice your head off. A lot of these dudes can actually slice your head off. I'm like, yo, there's some messed up animations in RE4, and as a kid I was just like it wasn't scary, it's just you just didn't want to die.
Yeah, I mean for me as well as the regenerators, I still get so anxious playing Resi 4 when they're around. I go, oh god, same. when it gets to that first cutscene with them in, I get so anxious.
I think my thing was I didn't see Resident Evil 4 as scary. No. But I had such a crush on Leon. Yeah. I didn't like seeing him die. So I would get so sad. I'm like, no. Everyone knew I had the biggest crush on Leon growing up. RE4 was peak. So I will get so depressed and so sad. I will get teary oh.
They massacred my boy. They massacred my boy.
I had my dad would make fun of me and oh, you like Leon, you like this dude. I'm I was just a kid, yeah.
Oh, bless. That's amazing. Oh, so
yeah, he made fun of me.
So you played GameCube. Where did you go from the GameCube then? Where did that?
From GameCube, I went to PSP. Like I told you, when I was 13, I would do PSP. I didn't get PS4 till afterwards. My dad did a whole, what's it called? A training session, see if I'm worthy of getting a PlayStation 3 to see if I could take care of my PSP.
Got you. Yeah.
So I did PSP for a while, and that's when I got to play Persona 3 Portable.
Oh, okay, yeah.
One of the best games of all time. I didn't even talk about my Kingdom Hearts experience. That's funny because I did play Kingdom Hearts back then. But like I said, that was because of my my cousin. I played Chain of Memories on the original Game Boy.
Okay.
So that was my first Kingdom Hearts game around that time. And it was because my cousin gave it to me. I think Elisa, I appreciate it. But she She's the one who got me into that because I was like, I know I played Kingdom Hearts back then, but it was because of Chain of Memories. Anyway, I played Birth by Sleep on PSP for a little bit. I got to do a Valkyrie Chronicles. I did like Phantasy Star. Man, forgot Crisis Core. Yeah, Crisis Core was like a huge deal. I remember I went after I beat Crisis Core and I started crying in the bathroom like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I was in a really small apartment around this time, and I actually had school the next day. But I remember sneaking out my bed and everyone's asleep. I went to the bathroom and I sat in the tub and I like and I was playing the ending with the headphones in my ear, and I was just crying in the bathtub, seeing everything happen. It was so sad. And then I was just like, you know what? It's cool. So I just loaded up the original Final Fantasy VII afterwards to like, calm that tears down. I went to school and I slept the whole day. I was like, I need to beat this game.
No, you can't. You can't make those stories are everything, aren't they? Oh.
Yeah, like I still remember to this day because I really wanted to beat Crisis Core just that day because I was at the end. I was like, oh, I know this is the final fight because it tells you like, oh, this is it, right outside the Genesis room. And I was just like, I gotta do this. And I remember like I was walking over my mom and I was like, I want to play. I remember like stealing, I think, my brother's headphones because I didn't have like headphones like that. I just wanted to hear everything. And I just remember hearing the why. I was like, so, like I think my dad knew I was awake, but he just let it rock in the meantime. Because he's a Puerto Rican man who's usually up at like 2 a.m. for some reason. I don't know why. But Persona 3 Portable was also like a thing that got to me after a while. Because I was a junior in high school playing Persona 3 Portable. And the protagonist was also a junior in high school. At that time, I felt like I was growing with the characters.
Yeah.
And it really got me super like depressed for a little bit. When it hit like the December note, I actually restarted the game so I could like play it, and while the days go faster, I could I beat the game around like February, I want to say, even though the game finishes in March. But I was like, nah, I want to go step by step with this game. And I remember like losing it. I was just like, oh, this game hurts so much. But it was such a I only got to fully beat the game once.
That's so
I want to play it again so badly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Persona games. I mean, my Persona journey started this year. I played Persona 4 Golden on stream this year for a few months and then stopped. And then I got Persona 5 for my birthday in May. So I played Persona 5. I've not beaten either of them. But yeah, oh my God. I'm like,
I gotta play 3.
That's what I keep hearing. That's what I keep hearing is that the third, well, I've heard the first one you played tends to be your favorite. I've heard. So the third one, if it's one you've played,
it was my first. That's true. Yeah. But at the same time, Persona 4 was out. It's just, I think aesthetically wise, Persona 3 Portable has a thing where you could just easy travel on the map, and it's not like as complicated as Persona 4 I felt. So it was more of an easy pace thing for me. And also there was a female protagonist that was only exclusive for Persona 3 Portable. So I was just like, oh, this hits for me perfectly. It was just really nice to have like a female lead. But
it's great to see that you were playing Persona 3 when it came out, though, because again, it's really only started to really get popular the last few years, as in the series. Certainly in the UK and Europe for sure.
Persona 3 Portable was always going to be I actually had it hacked in the PSP because I had someone in high school who knew how to do it. But thank you, Jay. He's the one who got him in, but I knew Persona wasn't a huge deal back then. It just got more wind recently because of Persona 5.
Yeah.
Perhaps, I do like Persona 5. I know you haven't beat it, so I don't want to spoil anything.
No, please don't.
I won't say a word.
Well, it's funny about that because I was playing Persona 5, and then my middle child, I've got 3 children, he accidentally pulled the controller pad out it was connected to the PS4, and the PS4 fell onto the floor, and I had to factory reset my PS4 and lost all my data. I had over 100 hours in Persona 5, so I was close to tears. I was like, "It's okay, it's fine."
Oh no, that's gonna be sad. I'll get so upset.
Kids.
Oh my God.
And the thing is, they both now finished the game themselves because they've got a copy at Mum's house. And they're both like, "Oh, Dad, I want to finish. I want to tell you what happens." Like, don't you dare! Don't you dare! You're not. Persona 5 talk is banned from now on. So I want to tell you. I'm like, you're not telling me. That's punishment.
Are you playing Royale Edition now,
Royale,
or you're playing? Oh, I didn't play Royale. I actually played the OG.
Yeah.
So it's a little different from what I heard.
Yeah, I heard the Royales.
Have the chance.
Oh no.
No.
But that's the thing about Persona games, though, isn't it? They re-release them, don't they, and add more content and stuff. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
There's 3 versions of Persona 3. There's original, there's FES, and there's portable. So it's like, well, FES didn't have it's like a bonus like thing that happens after the game. I didn't get to play that ever, so I still don't know how that is. I'm like, I'll find out one day if they ever remake Persona 3.
Yeah,
hopefully they do, because I'm waiting for that really badly.
Well, there's a lot of talk at the moment that Persona 4 Golden might come to console because the PC port was really successful, wasn't it?
For a second, I'm like, wasn't it on console? But it was on Vita.
Yeah, that's right. It's not on PS4 or PS5 at the moment, but there's rumors it might come on then. And I'm sure if it's successful, they'll look at Persona 3, surely.
I think they know Persona's has like most sell currently, which is why they're probably porting the Arena coming out soon. So I'm like, I think they know that people want more Persona content.
Definitely.
I mean, Shin Megami Tensei did well.
So, where did PC come into your life?
PC
as a gaming console, should we say?
PC came into play, I don't know, since I was a kid. I want to say, like, my brother would usually like do emulations. I got to like play my first Fire Emblem game because of that. I got to do like Final Fantasy, 9 because of that. There was a lot of games that would happen around this time, but when I finally got my own like computer, like in high school and all that stuff in general, he showed me Dolphin, which is when I got to constantly replay Resident Evil 2, 3, and all my favorite games of all time. I still remember playing like Sonic Heroes at this time. I was not even a Sonic fan. I just really loved it. But Sonic Heroes was one thing there. I still remember doing Pokemon Gale of Darkness and like Coliseum.
Oh, great game.
Yeah, it was just a lot of those games I would play nonstop. But because of like emulations for like a long time, that's when I actually got into like streaming long term, because my friend was like, "Oh, let me see you speedrun Resident Evil 2." And I'm like, "Oh, do you want me to share screen on?" I forgot what we were using at that time. Was it Skype maybe? Or maybe did we? Yeah, I think it was around Skype-ish. They was like, "Oh, let me see if you do this." And I'm like, maybe one day. And then like a year or two later, they was like, "I wanna see you do more speedruns." I'm like, "All right, sure." And I was like, "Oh, maybe I could just use Twitch just randomly." And the first day I streamed on Twitch, I was surprised because I had like 15 to 20 viewers. And I'm like, "Yo, where are you guys coming from?" Hello? And
amazing. Yeah,
I was just like, "Oh, first stream, haha." But it was for my friend because she wanted to see me speedrun. Like, not just her, but like a few people were like, "Oh, let me see, you play." And I got like an hour and like 35 minutes just fucking around, talking to chat. And I'm sorry, should I curse? I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, go for it. It's fine.
But that's when some people, even to this day, have come to my chat and they were like, "Oh, we want to see you do more streams." And I'm like, okay. So that's how I started streaming, funny enough, because people wanted to see me speedrun because,
So that was your
why not?
That was your first streaming experience, was speedrunning. Wow. Okay. And that's a really great way of starting it, I suppose, with your viewership as well. That's amazing. So what happened from there then, in terms of your streaming? So you were on Twitch at the time? Are you still obviously on Twitch?
I had an account on Twitch since like, I want to say 2013, because of the Twitch Plays Pokemon stuff that was going on around that time. I think that was like a long time ago. And I never used Twitch. I only like seen it like times that for like certain events or gaming events, I'll make an account there and like just log in. But I would never like check out streamers. That was my thing. It was only used when my friend wanted, to see the game. So I had no idea how like the whole Twitch atmosphere worked. I was just doing my regular thing on the side. I was working, being a manager at Starbucks. I was like, yeah, sure, I don't mind. Yeah, whatever. And ever since, I felt like streaming down the line, it just became more of a gradual snowball. I had like a whole like 9 month hiatus though.
Yeah.
Because I was still working and doing my stuff, but I want to say I officially started streaming, like becoming like, yeah, I'm doing this now in like 2019.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what was streaming like back then? What was the difference when you committed to it?
Back then it was just like a side thing. I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna play some games if you get people want to join in. And now, compared from then to now, I would do videos, I would do my overlays, I would be more interactive. I would like, you know, fully put my time and effort into streaming. While before I was just like yeah, I'm just gonna do this. If you want to join, you could join. I didn't care. Like I wasn't trying to like social network. I wasn't trying to meet new people. I was just like just doing my own thing just for fun within those 3 to 4 months. And then down the line, I was just like, yeah, I like this. I'm going to see what I can do with it.
Excellent. So what games were you playing back in those days then? So were you just playing...
all the Resident Evil games.
Oh, nice.
Every single one. Challenge runs, mods, just the silliest things possible. Walking, run, walk through. I don't know what they are calling it. Like, I try to play Resident Evil 2 without using any run animation.
Right.
And that was annoying. Like, we'll do nothing but like challenge runs for Resident Evil for a long time.
There's, something. I know quite a few Resident Evil streamers, and Resident Evil viewers, should we say, are quite a crazy bunch, and I mean that in the most living way possible. But they'll watch anything, won't they? It's crazy. It's amazing. I love it.
I mean, people know me apparently now for being the girl who collected nothing but golden eggs. And like legitly though, not like a hack. Like I actually went 22 hours collecting nothing but golden eggs.
Did you go viral with that?
I did.
I think I've seen that.
That was me. I just had blue hair at the time. It was a little different.
I think I saw that. That's amazing.
People were like, "Oh, it's huevos." I'm like, "Thanks, I appreciate it."
Oh, fair play. That's you.
But
yeah,
the Resident Evil is how I got partnered. If you want to be honest, like because it's on Twitch, like because it's a community, but. At the same time, I didn't want to just be known for Resident Evil because there's a lot of games I love. Clearly, like now people are seeing that I love, Devil May Cry. People see that I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. I have a tattoo of like the logo on the back of my neck, but no one will know because I don't turn around that much.
Yeah.
I have like a huge history with Final Fantasy. Clearly, I'm a huge Persona fan. I love Legend of Zelda. I love Legend of Dragoon. I love like just many things down the line that people are just like, oh, I thought you just like Resident Evil. I was just like, no, a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's just expand a little bit more.
Definitely, and I think that that's nice that you've addressed that, because there is some people that will see themselves as a Resident Evil streamer or a horror streamer or something like that. But no, you're whatever you want it to be type of streamer. Your variety,
Yeah, that's what kills me, and that's things I have to tell people over time is that a lot of not just Resident Evil community people, but a lot of just streamers in general are scared to just be known for one thing. Some people that I know are just known for being Animal Crossing streamers. Some people I know are just Pokemon shiny hunting streamers, and if they try to play, God forbid, they want to change to God of War, their community won't watch them, and it's like that kind of hurts this streamer because it's like I thought you're there for me, not for the game, and it's like I know we were cool. So I've been telling people lately, do what you want, and the people who like you will still watch you, and not just because of the game you're playing. And that's just something you have to take a chance, or you're gonna feel trapped and you're not gonna be happy with streaming anymore. So you gotta really put yourself in a different situation now, and
Definitely.
You gotta be comfortable with streaming, not cater to other people because of what they like.
Yeah, completely with you. On that note, reversing slightly, I haven't actually asked you what your favorite Resident Evil game is. Is it Resident Evil 2?
It is Resident Evil 2.
Yep.
It's my favorite game of all time. I could play that game forever. I could play that game every single day and not get tired of it.
Yeah, I'm similar. I was going to ask you what your favorite game of all time is, but you've already told us. So Resident Evil 2. No dispute?
Yeah, I would say Resident Evil 2. So maybe it could also be Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 2 is really up there, I would say.
What do you think of the second remake?
Wait, what?
What do you think of 2
remake? Oh, RE2 remake?
Yeah.
I was like, Kingdom Hearts 2 got a remake.
No, no.
Resident Evil 2 remake, I say it's a solid game.
Yeah.
I do enjoy it a lot. I do feel like there were some things they could improve though, like with the B scenario, or at least having one consistent story for Leon, one consistent story for Claire. I would have been cool with that. You didn't have to pretend to cater. It just felt like, but environment wise, the game's pacing, that was the first time I actually think I was scared of zombies in a long time.
Yes. Oh, I remember seeing the trailer. The trailer, like when he bit into the neck, and the detail was just like, holy shit.
Like legit, I would not be scared of like zombie games, but like the way they would like approach you and lunge. I don't know. It's just the way they did it was so well done. I'm like, I'm actually scared of zombies. I'm terrified because they could mess you up. If 2 zombies get on you, it's like an instant death. I was like, oh damn, okay, this is pretty good. Usually zombies are kind of like just an obstacle at one point. Now they actually felt like a threat.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. I was like, yeah,
that's
what I like.
They made the zombie scary again for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. So, have you done much online play at all in your growing up or as a streamer, as in like playing games online? Is that something that you do at all?
Do you mean like just regular online side games type stuff?
Yeah. So like I don't know, like Call of Duty, Left 4 Dead, or just those type.
I would play Left 4 Dead with friends. I would do League of Legends with friends. I remember doing like a lot of Overwatch back then. I remember doing what was it? I forgot, this year alone I became like a huge Dark Souls fan. But for games like outside of streaming, I don't know how to like word it, but there's some games I feel like I can't play on stream. There's games that I rather just keep to myself than stream in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Like I'm a great Tekken player, but people will never know that.
Yeah.
It's because I'm scared of streaming fighting games on Twitch because I feel like there's always gonna be people like constantly criticizing. But I was a high rank in both like Tekken Tag Team, Tekken 7. I was just like, I'm good at it. I just don't like streaming that.
Yeah. I was going to actually mention that because I've noticed there's been this underlying like fighting game aspect of your streaming, not streaming, so your gaming life, should we say. You've mentioned a few. So have you got a favorite fighting game? Is it Tekken? You should mention Mortal Kombat, Smash Bros.
Yeah, like I'm great at Smash Bros too. Funny enough, people not see that. Like yesterday, I was streaming. People were like, "Oh shit, her Zelda's actually nasty." I was like, "Yes, I know." Yes. A favorite fighting game, because I want Street Fighter to do better. Because Third Strike was one of my favorites. Obviously, I love all Smash Bros games, even though they didn't consider it fighting for a long time. I've always been a Tekken fan. Tekken 5 was my favorite for a long time.
Tekken 5 is great.
Yeah, Tekken 5 is phenomenal. Blaze Blue was pretty cool. I've been trying to strive a lot more. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance was one of my favorite games, though, funny enough, like growing up. Bloody Roar was a game I grew up with.
Yeah.
That was an old...
No one talks about that anymore.
Yeah, and I don't know what's going on with any of that. Man, I don't want to know what my favorite would be. Oh, no.
But no, you clearly love your fighting games, and like you said, though, there's that element of playing games that are not just for Twitch, it's for yourself. So, what is ratio-wise? Sorry to change the question. What is ratio-wise what you play online compared to offline, off stream?
So when it comes to like online, like legit online games, I like to do story-driven games so I could talk to chat more and be more interactive. When I feel like I play online games all the time, I'm more focused on the game than the chat. So I try to like not, collide them because I like talking to people. People are coming to my chat to say hi, give me the time of day. I don't want to ignore them. So I would separate all. Like I remember playing constantly like fucking Battlefield for a while, and that was a lot of fun for me. But I would never play that on stream. Counter-Strike was, oh my god, Counter-Strike was that was hell. People are never toxic, but it's fun to play. I would never stream Counter-Strike or CSGO. I would never. And also, it kind of gives it like an invitation. People be like, "Oh, they look at your username, they'll try to look you up, and then they'll try to like bash." It's like, I deal with that. I'm fine.
Yeah, sorry. I know that frustrates me, but yeah, no, it's a shame. It's a shame that that's the toxicity, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you were stuck on a remote island and you can only bring
Mm-hmm.
3 games with you for the rest of your life on that island, and you can be online. You can be online. What would they
Mm-hmm.
be, and why?
I'm trying to see. I'm always gonna bring Resident Evil 2 with me. I feel. Um, it could be online. You said.
Yeah, you can be online.
That's hard. That's pretty hard, actually. You know, as a joke, I feel like I would bring like SCP. I don't know why. It's the first thing that popped out as a escape with friends and kill like the monsters. But it's the group of people you see in SCP that are hilarious, and I think they could always entertain me. It's always something different. Like I don't know. It's just the environment in that game. It's really toxic at times, but it's also super entertaining because it's also like a huge RNG factor. Every map is different, nothing's ever the same. So I will not get bored of that, I feel. Perhaps. I will say SCP. Yeah, why not? SCP is fun. Last game. Can I say crab game? I don't. That's not gonna be an answer.
It's fun though.
It is fun. It is fun. I don't know. That's hard. I was thinking about it for a little bit.
I mean,
I want to say Majora's Mask, actually. Yeah. I think that's going to be a game I'll bring with me. 1 online, 2 offline.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. It's a nice balance.
Good balance.
And you got different genres in there as well, different stories. Yeah.
Exactly.
And
I could get to talk to people on SCP, joke with them.
Yeah, exactly. The island doesn't sound so bad after all.
Exactly. I think all offline games will make me go crazy. Probably.
Have you ever played any game that you'd class as the worst game you've ever played? Is that something that comes to mind?
All right, so here's the thing. When it comes to worst games ever made, I love this game with all my heart. I know how bad it is. It's actually one of my favorite games, but I can acknowledge that it's one of the worst made games of all time.
Okay.
I love Bubsy 3D. Bubsy 3D is terrible, but I love playing it because of how bad it is.
I haven't thought about that game for a long time.
Yes, that's up there. Anytime someone's like, "What's the best game of all time?" I'm like, "Bubsy."
That's notoriously bad. Oh wow. Yeah, I forgot about that game. You know what? I played the original Bubsy on Mega Drive. That wasn't too bad, but I heard all the bad things about the 3D version.
The 3D is just incomplete, actually. It's actually insane. There's a demo disc for that too, funny enough. I got to play back then.
That's a throwback of bad games. Oh my god, I've not heard of that.
It's so bad, I love it. It's so bad, I cherish it. That's my thing.
Fair play. I'm glad there's someone out there that likes it. Then I can't comment. I've not played it, but I've just heard about how bad it was. So
it's so bad. I'm trying to think of like other games that I've also played offline because there's so much, man. Like I used to be a huge MMORPG fan. Funny enough,
yeah,
way back then. I'll play like Vindictus. I would play. Do you remember a game called Arniki Online by any chance?
No, I can't say I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite games of all time, and it's like those space or like old school like MMOs were like one of my favorite things to do. And like I said, I would never stream them, but they were so much fun. There's always private servers going on for those. I will play House of the Dead a lot offline.
Oh, what a game!
But
that's so good.
I remember me and my dad would we would practice how to go like just shoot super fast, and it was this bone right here was like almost purple at one point, going too fast. I would never stream that.
Did you ever play House of the Dead Overkill?
I did, yes. I did play it recently because.
Oh really? Yeah.
Oh, what was it? It was like Typing of the Dead.
Yes.
Overkill.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And it was so much fun to do because I'm actually a really fast typer.
Yeah.
But oh man, I enjoy those games. I'm waiting for the remake to come out soon. When it comes to.
I know. I can't wait. It's good to see that's not dead because I mean, yeah, like you said, I really thought they were going to do like a sequel to the Overkill game because I thought it was a success, but I don't know what happened. It's a shame.
Like I said, I wouldn't want to stream it, but I really love those games. Same thing like GTA and like Saints Row. Those are games I feel like those are like guilty pleasures for myself. I want to stream them. at all. I don't know why. Maybe it's because also the DMCA laws. Oh, that could be it.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah.
That ruined a lot of games for me recently.
As
Like,
do you do like achievement and trophy hunting at all when you play games, or?
I used to.
Yeah.
When I was on my PS3, PS4, I used to be like a trophy hunter. I know it's gonna sound weird. One of my first trophy hunts game was actually Final Fantasy 13-2.
Okay. Yeah.
Was one of my first ones, and then I would like do the God of War games and stuff. But that game will always have like a special place in my heart. It's not like the best Final Fantasy game, but I think 13-2 was the best out of the 13 trilogy.
I saw you tweet that recently.
Yeah, I love 13-2. I realized how good it was, and I'm tired of people bashing it. I want a good port.
I haven't played the I want a port as well. I've not played a trilogy. I've only played the 13, OG.
Don't get the Steam one because the port is really bad.
Yeah. Okay. Noted.
Yeah, don't do it yet. Wait for like a proper one.
They've got to do a trilogy remaster. They've got to. Everything else has had it.
It was fun. It was really popular. I'm surprised it hasn't really gotten that love yet.
Yeah. No, same. I think maybe when 16 comes out, maybe they'll concentrate on it. I don't know.
Possibly. Maybe they're working on something. Maybe they're focusing on the pixel remasters of Final Fantasy, which is why I'm going to play Final Fantasy 6 soon. I want to play that game properly.
Yeah, I'll try and be there. So you've talked about obviously your first streams. So I know it sounds perhaps obvious why your name might be Tiffany Lockheart, but is there like a story behind it that you want to tell?
There is actually. So people always think it's because of Tiffany Lockheart. It's like that's not actually the reason. Funny enough, growing up, I actually had a Lockhart pendant.
Right.
Growing up, so it was actually a heart-shaped keyhole.
Okay.
And it's a Lockhart. It's not Lockhart. So Tiffany Lockheart. I had it for years. I could find pictures of it somewhere. Maybe I'll send it to you later. But I will have like the necklace and also had the earrings.
Right.
It was like a nice little pair, and that's when I came up with the name. It also was convenient because I love Tiffany Lockheart, so it was like a nice little. It was just good in the end, but it wasn't necessarily because of Tifa.
Definitely. No,
she took my name, if anything.
Yeah, right. And obviously, TiffanyMayCry, obviously TiffanyMayCry. We haven't really talked about that. Yeah. So tell us about your main memories of playing TiffanyMayCry.
It was because of my cousin. I remember still to this day, it was Devil May Cry 1. He brought Devil May Cry 1 to Bouncer and Final Fantasy X. And that's when I got into Devil May Cry. Funny enough, I remember making this joke in my head like a long time ago. Then it was like, oh, that makes sense. I'm like, he looks like Leon. And it's like, oh, kind of makes sense. Never mind. But that's my first experience with Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
And then I didn't get back into Devil May Cry until 4. I went back to play 3, but it was 4 I started to play. Then I stopped, and then I went to Devil May Cry 3. My fingers broke. I took a long time. Now my fingers didn't actually break, but that game was really hard. Devil May Cry 3 is really, really hard. I remember like struggling for like a long time beating that.
Oh, good time. Not good time. Not good. That sounds awful. Good. No.
It was a great game. It's just, oh my god, that was a hassle.
Oh.
How do people speedrun that game? It stresses me out.
Is there?
My fingers hurt.
So have you streamed the Devil May Cry games?
Oh. I have. I did Devil May Cry 3, and then I did Devil May Cry 5 for like a while. Devil May Cry 5, I just genuinely love. I think it's my favorite Devil May Cry now currently.
Excellent.
It just blended everything really well. Gameplay feels a lot more comfortable on my hands. But I look forward to see where they're going with the series. They have been phenomenal. They are also super sweet on Twitter, and I love them. That's the reason why I did my name, funny enough. So I made a bet with one of my friends, and I'm like, I'm going to get Devil May Cry to follow me, right? And I changed my name to TiffanyMayCry. And at that time, I remember sending them a message. I'm like, oh, Devil May Cry. I changed my last name, so we're married. Ha ha ha. And like later on, they actually followed me. I'm like, go!
Get in.
Then I finally did like my edits. So I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. Really that is awesome. So tell us about like, is there any like streaming memories, any streams that come to mind in terms of being like favorite streams, or either it's like something to do with your community or something to do with a game that you played, or what are your fondest moments of streaming?
So there's a few things that come to mind. Number one, I actually do like a award show every single year on my channel,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and it's called the Tiffies. They made it up. The community made it up, not me. But I will give awards to people who'd watch the stream for like most toxic, most active, most likely to lose in a league match. You know, like they would do like nominations for who they feel like should get an award. They'll come on Discord, do a speech or video call, and I'll actually do like video edits, and I'll be like, "What's game of the year?" It came out really nice, and I'll also have like cameos from like voice actors. Like I had Steve Blum come in and say thank you. I had John, the voice of Barrett, say
Oh,
hello,
wow.
how's everyone? It was really sweet. So that's one of my favorite
Yeah.
like memories for streaming, and a lot of people love it. It's they're looking forward to next year, which is like next year, June, July. I usually do it middle of the year to like change it up from like the rural. A lot of award shows happen like December,
Mm.
January. I'm like, I'm trying to stay away. But that one's a lot of fun. Um, the day Sora got announced in Smash was actually a day I popped off the most. I remember no one has ever seen me cry until that moment. I was like that was a huge pop off, and I was just screaming my head off afterwards. So that one's gonna be always memorable. And the final one would be when I played both Resident Evil Original and Resident Evil Remake at the same time with one controller.
Wow. Oh my god. Oh, that is awesome.
I
Oh,
beat the game in both 2 hours with one controller. It was
what?
hard. I
That
have
is
a video somewhere, but I
crazy.
had to like the D-pad moved our 1998 one. This one moved the 2019 one. And it was a lot of hassle, but I got
Yeah.
to do it all at once. Shooting was the same, so they both will shoot at the same time. I could show you a video about it later
I'm
too,
gonna
but
have to look at
that
that.
was
Yeah.
insane.
That
That
is
was
insane. Fair
fun.
play. Oh wow. That's impressive. That's so impressive.
I would say those are my top three.
Yeah. So you're on Twitch. Do you have like a YouTube as well?
I do, but I should upload more. I would do mostly my video edits or reaction videos for like certain events on there.
Hmm.
And I do feel like I'm lacking on that, but I should, use it more. I feel I
Yeah.
haven't used it that much. No.
That's fine. That's fine. What I was gonna say was because obviously, like, if you said, "Oh, send me the link to that," I can just watch it on YouTube. But if
Oh,
it's on your Twitch as well, then
that's my YouTube. I upload reaction videos, and sometimes, I do like my AMVs, but that's really it. I
yeah,
feel. People want to see me upload my playthrough, like for Metal Gear Rising this year. Oh my god, they wanted me to do like an edit of it. Like maybe one day, but we'll see. Because I always feel weird editing myself personally.
hmm.
I feel like when you edit someone else, it's easier to like make them seem funny and do all that stuff. But when you do it to yourself, I just get weird because it's like I don't want to make
Yeah,
myself seem really funny.
yeah. I find that funny as well. Like you said with clips, like I don't
Yeah,
know if I'm feel like I'm funny or if it's that they think I don't know. It's one of those awkward vibes I get.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I get what you mean totally. So what I was going to say as well, so is in terms of like the social media like spectrum,
Mhm.
where are your most of your focus is on? So obviously Twitch is a big part, Twitter as well.
Yeah. So Twitch and Twitter are my main ones currently. I'm gonna do more on YouTube because I usually upload my edits like
Hmm.
on there. But I just I was thinking about uploading like clips on TikTok because it's like I don't like the site either, but you know if it's gonna help me grow, why not?
Yeah, TikTok's supposed to be really good for growth, isn't it? I've heard. So
Yeah.
no, it's definitely an idea. Um, so just as one of the final points, then. So what advice would you give to anyone thinking about streaming? What would be top tips?
Um, Realistically, streaming is also not for everyone. I'm just gonna put that first because before you even think about, oh, let me be a streamer, you gotta understand what comes with streaming's territory.
Hmm.
One, you gotta make sure, I don't even have a schedule, but I try to do like a natural growth for overtime, but things don't happen in one night. there's gonna be people who just don't like you just by the way you look, the way you sound, the way you just play games. They're not gonna just people are just not gonna like you. You gotta accept that. Uh, you gotta make sure to put your life, more confined because people will try to dox you on the internet because there is some evil people out there. And like I said, they just don't like how you look. Sometimes that takes enough for them to like do something bad to you. I've been doxxed a couple of times, if you haven't known. But it's just you got to make sure that you put yourself, in a comfortable position. Know what you want in the end.
Yeah.
Don't. It's realistic, but streaming is also about luck, and that's sadly the case. At times people will be like, "Oh man, this, and the third." It's like, yeah, if someone reads you, you gotta understand that if one person stayed from that raid, that does a lot for you. Like, because 200 people raid, you gotta really show why they should stay in this, and the third. Just because 199 people leave, that one person who stood there, take care of that one person.
Yeah.
Don't treat them like oh man, I messed up. Like, no, people are going to leave regardless because, they already have their favorite streamers and stuff. But if people are staying for you, make sure you cherish your time and let them know how much you cherish your time.
100%.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff when it comes to streaming. And even to this day, I'm also learning myself. But I do know, like, there's streamer etiquette. There's not streamer etiquette. If you're a streamer, don't go to someone's stream like, hey, I'm going to stream in 5 minutes. Hey, don't go to another stream and just, promote yourself. Be friends.
Yes.
Try to make genuine connections. Be yourself. But at the same time, don't wear your heart on your sleeve because people take advantage of you. Be cautious with everything.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
There is a lot.
Like, I don't want to just be too positive because there's negative aspects of streaming too, No, that's just how it is.
I thought it was very balanced, to be fair. I thought it was very balanced.
Okay.
No, you did. Some people go very positive, woomph, and it's like, well, no, there's a lot of negatives as well, and
there's a lot.
There's a lot to think about. Lots to think about. So
there's a lot of time investment.
Yes, 100%.
And money. If you want to do emotes and like layouts and all that stuff, oh my god.
Just one final question for me then, which is what's the future for your channel and streaming and what you're doing basically.
So I remember mentioning earlier, I know I've been trying to branch out and be like a variety streamer and do more collaborations to stop being scared to be out there in the moment. Like, I want to take these business opportunities more, and I'm not trying to say like take advantage of companies and stuff, but if they are trying to be like, hey, we would like you to play this game and we would like to sponsor you, I should take those opportunities. Like, these people, some people don't have that luxury, and it's like, just because I'm not a fan of the game, maybe I should give it a fair try. Maybe I should do this and that, and really put myself out there, because I can't just constantly be with Square Enix and like Capcom constantly. That I love them. Don't get me wrong, I will still do it for them, but I should like give other companies like a try to, and like have fun with that. I'm blessed to be in a position I am that I should, really put myself out there more.
Yeah.
In the meantime.
Exciting. It's a really exciting times, isn't it, ahead? That's for sure. That's I'm out of questions, but no, that's brilliant. Thank you so much. Just one final time, would you like to just plug your channels again?
Before I do, what is your favorite game of all time?
What is my favorite game of all time? Final Fantasy IX.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
My eldest is Vivi. I've got a Vivi tattoo.
Oh, you have a Vivi tattoo?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. No, that's my favorite game of all time. But I mean, Fantasy IX. We also very similar one to Final Fantasy IX, Resident Evil 2. Oh God, there's so many, isn't there? But yeah, my because again,
it's hard to pick. I know.
We flipped the script up myself. I did this. I got one of my Twitch friends to interview me on my own show, and what I choose. I think I chose Fantasy IX as for my free games to join. Fantasy IX, Skyrim, and Left 4 Dead 2.
Left 4 Dead 2, really?
Just because you got the online element of it. It's
That's true, and the modding.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I did the Resident Evil 2 like layout mod. That was a lot of fun actually. I still remember that whole thing. I was, you know what kills me about that? I was trying to cut it like
Oh yeah.
differently, but when the Resident Evil 2 mod came out for Left 4 Dead, I was speed running it, and my friends were getting so mad at me because I know how to go everywhere because I knew the whole layout so
Yeah, I've
perfectly.
seen that. Yeah, it looks really good. I've not played it, but I've seen it. It's insane. It
They
looks
were like,
spot
Tiffany, where are
on.
you going? And I was just running. I'm like, I got the key. I was going everywhere. I'm like, huh? It was so much fun.
Fair play, fair play. All right, well, plug
But yeah,
yourself one more time.
all right.
Where can we find you?
You can find me at twitch.tv/Tiffany Lockheart. And you can also find me on Twitter at TiffanyMayCry. Think of it like Devil May Cry. And you can also find me on YouTube also as Tiffany Lockheart. So thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thanks for being on my show. I really appreciate you. So
No, it was such an honor. I was like, oh, sweet. I want to do this. I just know holidays was really busy.
yeah, of course.
And earlier.
What holidays? This is a February, March time.
Oh yeah, I'm just, you know what's crazy about it? Like, no kidding. My brother still has his Christmas tree up.
Yeah.
And it's March.
Yeah.
Like he will have his tree up and he'll never take it out. It's like a year-long thing. He just thinks the lights are pretty.
The latest I've done mine is end of Jan. And I had people. I used to live in the flat, and they used to see it from the bottom of the floor. I went, he's still got his tree up. It's like, I've got to take it down now.
Yeah, like I don't think people like attack for it. I'm just like, I think like Christmas lights are super sweet, and
Yeah.
you know, people can't tell these are Christmas lights anymore. They could just think these are streamer lights if you just change the color.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't be so bad.
Right, we're gonna end the episode there, my friends. But thank you again, Tiffany. It's been lovely.
No,
chatting to you.
thank you.
And that's a wrap, guys. I will see you for the next episode. Take care.
Bye. 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 Bye.